In 1964, the Automobile Racing Club of America came to Daytona Beach, Florida for the first time, and for the past 45 years, they have been coming back year after year. This is the 46th running of the Lucas Oil Slick Mist 200 from Daytona Beach, Florida, Daytona International Speedway.
The 2009 Lucas Oil 200 at Daytona had plenty of headlines coming into the weekend. Second-year driver Justin Lofton took his third career pole in his first trip to Daytona with Eddie Sharp Racing. Justin was actually racing with the same car that Michael Annett used to win at Daytona the year before. Alongside him, Daytona Beach native Allie Owens had her best career start after a miserable 2008 season. Canadian dirt racer Steve Arpin was making his first career start in the ARCA series, and AMA motocross driver Ricky Carmichael was making his second start. After the command, it was time for the 2009 ARCA season to get underway.
Pace car is off the racetrack. We're about to kick off the 2009 ARCA REMAX Series season. Green flag in the air, we're underway. Up through the gears, Justin Lofton looks like he got a good start. Allie Owens on the outside.
The race surprisingly got off to a clean start. There were a couple sketchy moments, but that happens in any restrictor plate race in any series. Justin Lofton held the lead comfortably until the first caution on lap 13.
Welcome back, safety crews attending to some of the drivers that were involved in our first incident here of the 2009 season from Daytona International Speedway.
Peyton Sellers was bringing out the caution for a spin into turn 3 in his first ARCA start since 2005, whenever carnage happened just up the road. J.R. Fitzpatrick and Tom Hessert got the worst of it, but somehow only Fitzpatrick retired from the race. The other 7 cars involved were able to drive away or make repairs and return to the race later on.
They may not even have had time to see the caution flag, Kenny.
Did the 11 get into the one there?
It looked like like they made a little contact there.
On the restart on lap 20, it was Justin Lofton still leading.
Welcome back. It might be the kiss of death for us to go to caution break, or to break, because a caution comes out. A big one once again at Daytona in the ARCA REMAX series. That's Michael Annett in the 0-1. He won't make it 3 out of 4 at the super speedways this season. Big accident between he and Allie Owens. They got tied up, and then the domino effect happened after that.
He may make contact. Looks like they almost got tied up. It looked like he didn't make contact initially, and it maybe got Allie out of the throttle a little bit, Kenny.
Yeah, it was real close. I mean, whether he did or not, but they just kept wrecking.
This crash took out 2 of the biggest storyline names of the race, Michael Annett and Allie Owens. This crash was really ridiculous, with ARCA brakes on full display. Eddie Mercer, who was making his first attempt at a full season in the Southeast Series, got in the back of Allie and set off this massive wreck. 66-year-old Benny Chastain used his car as a pinball, ramming hard into 3 different cars. The crash took out 8 drivers in total.
There's another view. There's Bill fighting up the racetrack. Doesn't appear to have that much damage right now, but I think he's going to get collected here. There's Nur Ali, the 45, against the outside wall. There's a 16 going to hit Nur, as well as the 75 of Benny Chastain.
And they're still wrecking behind him.
After the pit stops under the yellow, it was James Buescher who took control of the race after starting 39th. Mario Gosselin was starting inside of Buescher on the restart on lap 40 because he was a couple laps down, and behind him was Joey Logano, who was only 1 lap down. While the lead lap cars tried to get past Mario in turn 4, things got hairy again. While trying to pass Mario, Mikey Klein ran into the back of him and sent Mario in front of the oncoming field. Mikey, a former Pro Cup Series winner, was making his first ARCA start. Former Xfinity Series driver Chris Cockrum arrived on the scene late and nearly flipped Ryan Fisher onto his side. Among the 8 retirements from the incident were Gosselin, Cockrum, and Brian Scott.
There's Mario Gosselin. Mikey Kyle kind of chases up the hill and runs into Mario Gosselin. That's what starts as Matt Carter with nowhere to go, as well as Eddie Mercer. Patrick Shelter does a nice job getting through that.
Steve Blackburn, or excuse me, Parker
Kligerman
was involved in that in the 77.
He didn't get, you see the damage on the left front. That's the black car.
out in front of the field in that number 32.
And remember, James Busher was penalized and actually started from the rear of the field, so he's gone from the back to the front.
Once again, the next caution would come out quickly, this time from Michael Phelps, luckily the only car involved. This would be Michael's last start in the ARCA series. At this point, only 14 of the 43 cars had not been involved in some sort of accident, and 18 cars were out of the race. This was also the second incident in a row that happened on the lap of the restart, so I imagine that the fans and drivers alike were frustrated at the current pace of the race. Now, at this point in the race, it was very hard to watch. With so few competitive cars, you were basically watching a couple 6-car single-file lines drive around the track. However, on lap 69, Bobby Gerhart cut a tire and brought out the 5th caution.
Welcome back. We're under caution for the 5th time today, and this time it is Bobby Gerhart, 5-time winner of this race. Doesn't look like he's going to be making it 6. Again, just before we went to commercial break, we apologize. We had some audio issues. We believe those are fixed now, so we are going to see the safety crews attend to Bobby Gerhart.
After Gerhart hit the wall, Larry Hollenbeck nearly struck Bobby while he was sliding down the track, avoiding an incident that could have been disastrous. Hollenbeck had previously ran a few restrictor plate races in the Busch Series since the early 2000s, and had ran a handful of races in the ARCA Series every year since 2001. Bobby had to be assisted out of his car by safety crews, but was able to walk away under his own power. The restart was yet again pretty lackluster, and so was the racing, which was a direct result of the small field. Now, the scariest crash of the day came a few laps later on lap 75.
He laid off him to get a little bit of momentum, and boy, he got it, didn't he, Kenny?
Yes, he did.
Oh, trouble! Justin Lupton into the back of the 60. Patrick Shelton spins. Into the wall he goes. And now Kimball spins around. Oh, and a big hit on Justin, or on the 60 of Patrick Shelton. Our 6th caution of the day comes out, and what a big hit that was from the 23 of Larry Hollenbeck.
James Busher was challenged for the first time since he took the lead on lap 35 by Joey Logano. Behind them, Patrick Shelton was trying to block Justin Lofton, who was making a move. This sent Patrick to the outside wall, and Larry Hollenbeck, who had previously avoided the spinning Bobby Gerhart, was not so fortunate this time around. He hit Shelton violently, causing a massive crash and an immediate red flag. The race was stopped for a period of time while safety crews removed both Shelton and Hollenbeck out of their cars. 2 days after the crash, they were both released from the hospital. Shelton had 2 fractured vertebrae in his back and a dislocated knee. However, there was still a race to be finished, and Busher unsurprisingly kept the lead on the 1-lap shootout. Busher was planning to race his first full-time truck season that year, while Logano was starting his first Cup season. Also in the top 10 was Ed Kennedy, his first and only top 10 in his ARCA career. Darrell Basham also finished in the top 10, and this was one of his 8 career top 10s in 299 races. Rounding out the top 10 was Norm Benning, which is his last top 10 finish in ARCA or any NASCAR race to date. Only 11 cars finished on the lead lap, with 22 of the 43 cars being out due to crashes. This was truly one of the ugliest races in Daytona's history. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, make sure you hit like and subscribe, especially if you keep coming back and watching my videos and haven't already. Also, let me know what race you want to see next. I love doing these type of videos, and it seems like you guys enjoy watching them. So make sure you go ahead and comment down below what race you would like to see next, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.